What were we talking about? Oh yeah, so Childish. I forgot what we were talking about. Childish Gambino. Okay, so he put out that pro-black "This Is America," which was amazing. Okay, nothing short of amazing. What do y'all think as far as him be having a non-black wife? And then talking this pro-black shit.
Is his wife
I see you cringing over there, Queen. Like, what you...
So, home life is home. I try to, because I am an actress. Right? So, shout out to Jericho. Because that's the film that just dropped. We had it on May 1st. Check it out.
Check that out.
DVDs on Walmart.
Walmart, Best Buy, Amazon. Anyway. And in this film, I play a black maid to a white family. Right? In my real life, am I a black maid to a white family? No.
Okay.
Do I identify with being maid like? In some ways, I think we all can. But I don't believe that I'm in an area where I have to have my art depict my life. If your art is this, it should reflect in some form or fashion in your life. That's where I was going with my pro-black statement. Yeah, I want to live what I do authentically.
I feel you.
But you know, so it's a fine line because it's entertainment.
Exactly, and that's where I was going next. With entertainment, it is a very fine line. Case in point, Yvonne Orji. She's actually a family. Well, I'm going to say family friend, but she's a friend to she grew up. She's a family friend, right? Who she plays in Insecure is nothing like she is in person. No. But she does so well at her job that people will question her and think, is she this big of a hoe in real life? And she's not at all. Okay. No. Right?
Literally the furthest thing from it, like the complete opposite.
I shot in her DMs. I didn't get far at all.
Not at all.
Try one more time. You never know.
Hey, you're right.
Yeah. Shout out. Hi, Yvonne. Yeah. Hope you see this.
Yeah, but I mean, like, she's a virgin. She's been a virgin, and she's waiting until, her husband comes for her.
Right.
And so with that being said, that is completely opposite of what...
Another conversation.
Childish. That is completely opposite of what she depicts on Insecure.
Right, but in a nutshell, if that's how he chooses to live, I'm going to probably question his art form because I don't know... I'm not taking his authenticity away from him because of how he lives. Yeah. But it is going to make me look a little further and make sure, and that for that reason he had all of those.
But nowhere in that song he doesn't support interracial relationships. He's just talking about America.
Support it, but he isn't one. So you do.
I know. So
that's what I'm saying. Like nowhere in that song.
How can you lay with your oppressor? How can you lay
He doesn't.
There you go. Yo, what was that same energy? At first you said that you don't see a problem.
No, but remember
you said you could be pro-black and be in a interracial relationship.
I also said I was straddling the fence. I said that was my first statement. Because it's just like, it's a conundrum.
I actually had a friend who said exactly that.
We penalize people for the color of their skin pigmentation. That's unfair,
we are penalized for
real
the
talk,
color
man.
of
I had a Facebook friend. Real talk. I had a Facebook friend just get married.
I live in a bubble.
I had a Facebook friend get married recently, and a dude that I know dropped the girl a comment. She's black, he's white, and her husband is white. It was like, how you gonna marry your oppressor? I was rolling the fuck laughing. How you go, man? They're like, this nigga wild.
But see, and here I am. I'm about to flip on the other side. Don't shoot me. But in the same breath, that oppressor might honor her, respect her, support her, love
Serena
her
Williams.
more than our own brothers. And a lot of times we do find those things in those partners. Now, I just am not willing.
We can be in the same family, but just like different things.
Right. I'm not willing to give up on my black brothers. Yes, you guys are disrespectful. Yes, you guys mistreat us.
We're going to get to this shit.
Angie Stone.
All of these things. But I love my black brothers. Yeah. Now, everybody is not like that. Yeah. Everybody's not like that.
Let's get it fucked up. I need somebody that can empathize, not sympathize with my situation. Let me say that again. I need somebody that can empathize and not sympathize with my situation.
That's my point.
Okay, like, the white girl can't do that.
Right. I can't, for me personally, I can't talk to, it's hard for me, even like, for example, at work. I have struggles at work. We all have struggles at work, right? The conversation you have with your colleague at work is going to be different than that of your mate. Why? Because they understand the contents in which your struggle is happening. Yeah. So in life, I believe that I would have it would be easier for me to speak to a black man about my struggle because he can identify with me from a life perspective than that of another culture.
Now, what if the brother? Now, let's say what if?
Go ahead. But check this out. Your prejudice exists regardless of skin color. It could be prejudice against your specific tribe. You know, I know certain countries, especially Nigeria, Igbo, and Yoruba, they don't get along. Okay, they don't get along, but they're the same skin color. You know, so prejudice exists. It doesn't matter about the skin color. Now,
but Joe, is it prejudice or is it preference? Prejudice or preference?
Depends on where you're sitting, right? Because for me, it's preference. By preference, I prefer to date black men. So I'm an African and American woman. I tend to date more African American men than I do African men.
So let's go as far as let's ask everybody's preference. So, okay, does it matter nationality?
In most cases, it has not.
Do you have a prep? Okay, it doesn't. Okay. Well, what about you? So you prefer to date African men. Are you opposed to dating a white man?
African American
men.
I am not opposed to dating white men. However, I just haven't found one that can keep up, so it's not a problem.
You might not be used to seeing these signals because you've been tunnel vision for a long time. Me personally, like I feel like I'm very versatile. Like I grew up around a lot of Caucasians. I had a lot of Caucasian friends, and you know, when I grew up, you know, I preferred because that's what was in my environment.
Exactly.
That I like Caucasian women. Now there were African.
You look like the type of nigga.
Hey, the truth is coming to the light. Come on, express yourself. That's what I like. But check this out. The selective African American women that I was around my class, they were kind of embarrassed of me. Our communication skills was difficult, and I felt it very difficult to talk to them, and they made me feel weird. And basically, as a man, you want to feel wanted.
Yeah.
Versus
everyone wants to feel wanted.
NaNa, were you a blurred?
A blurred.
What's that? A black nerd.
To a certain extent, I would agree. Yes, I was a nerd.
And the sisters weren't feeling you.
The sisters would not feel me. I had glasses. I wish I could show you this photo. I'll show. Let me pull up the photo here. Let me see if I got it here. Dang.
I mean, I'll just be honest. When you know better, you do better. But young girls like bad guys. I mean, women like bad guys. So sometimes the nerds do get overlooked, but as you grow older and you mature, you start to change your preferences, I would think.
But people learn a lot of stuff from their childhood, and they might build up some type of resentment towards that particular.
Well, so like for instance,
so now you don't like sisters? You want to date a woman?
I'm open.
Say nothing about the sisters because that ain't gonna work either.
Now I need an answer, bro.
What's up? Okay, so I'm passing this photo around, and you just pass it. So that's my 5th grade.
Oh shit!
Yes, I got roasted every day. I got roasted every day. Just roasted.
Because here's it
from the sisters.
So those are two different perspectives because as you guys can see, I'm a beautiful black dark-skinned woman.
Yeah. Okay,
so
girl.
For a long time, the dark-skinned women they were always, degraded, downgraded, talked about, and everything else. We were not the most desirable until I guess the fad came about that they like curvy, thick women. Obviously, that's going to be thick, dark-skinned women. But before then, it was thin, it was light-skinned, it was curly hair, it was white women, it was whatever else. But that never made me stop liking or loving or wanting to be with a black man.
Because here's the problem. Like I understand
it will make you question when you try to approach a black woman and she just rips you to shreds.
Yeah. So now,
black men used to rip me to shreds all the time. There are still black men that might not find me as attractive as they do other women for whatever reason, and that's fine because that's their preference.
Exact
preference.
But
it will never ever make me. It never changes your actions don't change my preference.
Yeah, like I said, niggas and females like whoever you like, but it's good to the point where you're bringing down a certain group and uplifting another one.
That was always my issue with a lot of black men. They like white women or other women in spite of their black sisters. So I like you because you don't have an attitude. I like you because you're not black. I like you because I can control you, which, you know, is kind of an insult to those other races, because there are some white women that can't be controlled. There are some white women that are opinionated, like Tommy Lauren or whatever the lady's name is. But it's just like when you start liking something because you hate something else, which represents you need to start looking at yourself and seeing if there is some self-hate there as well.
Honestly, I think both gender need to own up to their faults. We just need to come to an agreement, collective.
No, we not kumbaya. Like, get the fuck out of here.
There's negative stigmatism on both sides of the spectrum.
But the fact of the matter is, men are never going to want to say, I'm wrong, I don't. No one wants to be put in a vulnerable situation, period, point blank. But here's 9 times out of 10,
I'm in tune with my feelings.
See, I want to go back to.
But you don't want to have conversations.
Very emotional, intelligent.
NaNa.
But he doesn't want to have conversations.
I want to go back to NaNa's situation, because his
Mm-hmm.
situation is very similar, actually kind of similar to mine, to Donald Glover. Okay, we can see pretty much before and after pictures.
You got a white girlfriend?
No, hell no. But I grew up in private school up until I was a sophomore in high school, and then went to public school. That's what, you know, the place I told you with the 8 metal detectors, black and Hispanic. But my first crush was a white girl named Megan. Because that's all I saw in private school. There was only 4 fucking black people at the school. But here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying though. When I went to this public school, I wasn't what the black girls wanted or expected out of a black kid.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I even had braids, you know, like I had because of Bow Wow. Shout out to Bow Wow. I had braids and twisted shit.
Bow Wow's still relevant because he still tries to troll on the internet.
He got a show coming out.
Y'all need to lift up prayers for Bow Wow. He's
Bow Wow challenge.
But here's what